In this episode, I'm going to talk about passion and more specifically, what happens when you actually achieve your dreams. I'm Greg Clunis, and this is episode 2 of GREGG TV. Welcome to episode 2 of GREGG TV. My name is Greg Clunis, and I am so pumped that you're here right now. Seriously, I am super excited that you are watching this video. It means the world to me, and I cannot thank you enough. So let's jump directly into the episode. In today's episode, I reached out to my buddy Tim Paige. Tim is the senior conversion educator at LeadPages. And for those of you who don't know, LeadPages is one of the leading conversion, funnel management, and landing page software companies in the world right now. They're doing extremely well. And my buddy Tim is the senior conversion educator there. He hosts their podcast, Conversion Cast, all of their webinars, and a ton of other really cool stuff. He is also a professional voiceover artist, which is really cool. He's done some amazing work for podcasters, for documentaries, for TV commercials, films, really cool stuff. And so I reached out to him because I know that for him, he is living his dream. I know that we've had conversations in the past, and I know that for him, his biggest dream, his biggest goal is to be able to spend time with his family. And through the work that he does, which he also enjoys immensely, he's able to do that. He's able to spend as much time with his family as he wants to, while also doing work that he loves. And that's the goal that many of us are working towards. We all have that big goal. We all have that big thing we're working towards. And for many of us, that balance of having the time to work on things we care about, but also to spend with the people we love is the dream. And what the personal development industry will tell you is that once you achieve that dream, once you are following your passion, everything will automatically be sunshine and rainbows. And that kind of frustrates me. I mean, can you and I both agree that that's not true? Can we agree that that is not reality at all? That just because you follow your passion or just because you are in the middle of living your dream does not mean that you're always going to be in this happy-go-lucky fairy tale world where you wake up every day excited to jump out of bed and get to work. That doesn't always happen. And it can happen sometimes. You can be excited about the things that you're working on. I'm personally excited about a lot of the things I'm working on, but sometimes I'm not. And sometimes it's hard. And sometimes waking up is just as difficult as it is if you had a regular 9-to-5 job. So the reason I reached out to Tim is because I wanted to know what specific things he does, what practice or mindset does he use to tackle those situations when they arise? When he wakes up and it's not as easy as it was the day before, or when he realizes that he's not exactly where he wants to be. How does he approach that? And then to take away from that, how can we pull lessons from that to apply to our own lives? So here's what he said, and I'm gonna do a direct quote here. Quote, "I would say that the key is understanding that the best part of all of it is actually going after whatever it is you want. The thing I enjoy most about my career path is that I'm on the career path. Sure, I'd love to be at a certain level, but being at that level means there's another one to aspire to. So I just have to remind myself that I'm going where I want to be. And when I get there, I'll be going to the next place I want to be." End quote. Now, I want to really highlight the importance of this statement because he's totally right. We are aspirational creatures. As human beings, we want to move to that next level. It's the reason that we are where we are now instead of living in caves. Like, we built this world because we aspire to get to the next step. And once you get to that step, there's always another one. There's no limit in our imagination. There's no limit to what could possibly be next. And so that's where a lot of dissatisfaction comes from, is many of us are doing the things that 5 years ago was our dream. Many of us are working on projects day to day that we may not currently enjoy, but if we were able to go back in time and tell us from 3 years ago that that's what we'd be doing, we'd be pumped. But now that we're here, we're already thinking at the next thing. And so there's this gap, there's this dissatisfaction. And that happens regardless of what you're doing in life. Whether you are working at a company that you're excited about, or working at your own company, or working at a company you hate, that next step that you're dreaming about is always going to be ahead of you. You never get there. You get to that specific thing, sure, but then the platform rises. Then the stage gets higher. Then the goals get higher. You get to the next level of income, and then you want more. You get to the next level of financial security, and you want more. You get to the next level of closeness in your relationships, and you want more. We always want more, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm insanely ambitious. I'm probably one of the most ambitious people that I know, which is a little bit cocky to say. So there's nothing wrong with wanting more, but we need to temper it. We need to realize that just because we pursue our passions or just because we are living our dreams does not mean that we're always going to be excited. It does not mean that we're always going to be content and happy and just springing out of bed as soon as the alarm goes off. It doesn't mean that we're not going to hit snooze. Because when we get there, we might not even realize we're there. When you are living your dream, when you are following your passion, you may not even realize you're there. It's up to you whether or not you can be mindful enough of your life, and that's a throwback to yesterday's episode, whether you can be mindful enough about your life to notice that you are where you wanted to be. And if you can do that, then you can start to pull some happiness and joy and contentment out of where you are. But that doesn't mean that the bar hasn't already moved. So focus on the journey. That is the message that you should take away from this video. That is the message that you should take away from Tim's quote. Many other people have said it, but I know we tend to brush it off. Focus on the journey. That is the important piece. That is the dream. The ability to sit down and work on whatever thing you're trying to build. The fact that we are capable of doing that. The fact that the technology is there, that the timing is right, that all of these factors have come together to create this moment in history where we have the potential to actually pursue our dreams. It's no longer just building for survival. Now it's building because we aspire to build. That is incredible. We live in such a beautiful world. And you need to realize that that process of building, that potential to build is the goal. That is the dream. So focus there and take the time. Be mindful enough to notice when you've achieved what you originally set out to do. If you can do that, that's when you'll start to get to a point where you start being content with your life. It's not always going to be easy to wake up. It's not always going to be easy not to snooze, and you're not always going to be happy about life. But you'll know deep down that you are doing what you can, and that's what matters. So with that said, this has been episode 2 of GREGG TV. I want to thank Tim Paige for sharing his insights on this episode. I want to thank you for watching. Tune in on Monday for the next episode, and I will see you then.